Welcome to another episode of Nightmare Stories of the Other Side. Today we welcome in Mark Bromley, otherwise known as Brahms Booze. He's been interested in the paranormal for well over 20 years and has been going on investigations for about 6 years or so now with various groups. Within 6 months, all right, hold on, let me see. He started the Facebook page in April, as I like to write and share details about the investigations I was going on, which wasn't getting much reaction on my normal Facebook page. So he started the Brahms Brews page. Within 6 months, the page had gathered 4,000 followers, friends, and is currently on 4.2 thousand, which is just mental, he says.
It
Didn't think
is.
it would be that popular. Just after he started the page and I applied and joined a professional group called Spirit Seekers, and I'm currently a paranormal investigator with them. They currently have 101,000 followers on Facebook, and we conduct paranormal investigations over the northern part of England. So, welcome
That's
in,
right.
Mark, and tell us a little more about yourself.
Hi, nice to meet you both. Yeah, well, like you said, I'm Mark Bramley. I've been interested in the paranormal for well over 20 years now. Um, I think what got me into it was we had a program over here on the telly called Most Haunted, which was basically, I think it was the first paranormal show in the UK. Um, it turned out to be, now I know what we know, I think is a bit fake, but anyway. Um, But yeah, I started to get into it that way. And I had my first paranormal experience. It was about 20 years ago this year. Um, and ever since then, I haven't done a lot of investigating since my first paranormal experience. But in the last 6 years, I've been on one nearly once a month, in various different places. And like you said, just recently I've joined the Spirit Seekers as a professional investigator, doing a few events with them. And also, like you said, my Brams Booze page, which I started because on my normal Facebook page, I quite like, I used to like write reviews of like the nights and put photos on. And I really enjoyed it, you know, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed typing up the reviews, the investigation, and just summarize the night up. And I was only getting like two, three, four likes on it. And I was like, well, it's the same people who like it. So I'll just start a different page. And it just started off as a Facebook page, just so I can put my reviews on, share a few jokes, paranormal jokes, make a few funny videos. Um, and it's just gone a year and it's now on over 4.3, I think, last I checked, 4.3 thousand,
That's
which is
awesome.
just, I mean, it's crazy. You know,
Yeah,
people all over the
that's
world.
crazy.
It just goes to show like how good a community it is, like how, like I'm talking to you now. I would have never imagined talking to you like a year ago.
Right.
Um, but it is just great. Like everyone loves the paranormal that like my page, and it's just crazy how much it's blown up.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, for example, I bought merch. You know, when you just think something's like not going to get serious, but I bought merch. I've had it
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
made. So yeah, that was my story. I can tell you about the first paranormal experience if you want.
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
Yeah. Where are you guys from? Did I notice you were from Plymouth,
We're in the United States over in Minnesota.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Um, I was born in a place called Plymouth in the UK, which is in the southwest.
Okay.
Um, and I used to work for a mortgage company, and they used to keep, this is like before they had the fandangled computers and everything. They used to keep every single mortgage file, like folder with paperwork in a warehouse away from the main building.
Mm-hmm.
And what it used to be was a World War II hospital. Um, so what they done is that, like, you can imagine like a ward with like rooms on each side, but they decked out each room with like shelving, garage shelving, and
Mm-hmm.
they put all the files in alphabetical order. It was a massive building. I mean, I'm talking 100,000, maybe close to a million paperwork files in this building. It was
Jeez.
absolutely massive. And people who worked there before had said about spooky encounters and things like that. Um, on the first day I was there, I heard running down a corridor when there was just three of us there in the same room. Um, they actually kept the morgue. They didn't put shelving in the morgue part of it, and that was a bit creepy. You could just tell the atmosphere changed straight away in that place.
I'm sure.
Um, oh yeah, but the first bit I had was, if you can imagine, like garage shelving, loads of files, paperwork, and you know those big ladders that you got on the wheels that you
Yep.
pull and you climb up, reach the shelves. I was in one of the side rooms by myself, and I had to get one of these files up here, so I pulled the ladder back, and I physically, to this day, I will swear on my life, I bumped into someone. I can still feel it on my back.
Huh.
And I turned round and I went, "Oh, sorry." And then I went, "Oh,
Oh no.
shit, there's no one there." You know what I mean? I was like, how? I can't explain it to this day. I can't explain it. It wasn't like another part of a shelf or anything
Yeah.
like that. It was just, I bumped into something and I can't
Huh.
explain it. I didn't have a bad back or problems with my jacket or anything. It was just physically, I physically felt something on my back. It was proper weird. And then
Huh.
ever since then, I've just investigated and researched into stuff, and it's just grown from there, really.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's normally how it goes. It's like you get
Yeah.
that first investigation, first experience, it doesn't go away.
It doesn't,
Mhm.
does it? It just escalates from there. And I've had various experiences over the years since doing the investigations, like professionally and that. Um, but yeah, that first one, still to this day, I can't explain. I try and debunk a lot of stuff, um, but I just can't that day.
So like, after that experience, when you started investigating, like where was the first location you went to, and then how did you choose that?
Well, after that, I moved to the northeast of the UK to Sunderland. I don't know if you've heard of Sunderland, um, where my parents are from. So I've moved up there. And then I went to a place called, we've got a Northeast Aircraft Museum, which was my
Okay.
first one.
Yeah.
It's got all old aeroplanes, helicopters that were used in the war, bombers, trams,
Hmm.
old cars, and things like that. And it's always a great place to investigate. And that was my first one. And on the first one, I remember there's like a what they called a tram shed where there was a few trams, um, a few old cars and a few trams, and we were sat on a tram, and all of a sudden you could just feel it rocking like that, as if it
Hmm.
was moving. And then we
Uh,
got off the tram, and I swear to God, you could just hear an engine starting up. But this was in the dead of night, and it's in the middle of nowhere. Obviously, they don't start anymore, these trams that are in the museum,
yeah.
and you could just hear an engine start in the corner. And again, I can't explain it. Like we all heard it. So
Uh,
that was my first one. I've been a few times again since then, but that's like you said, you'll always remember your first one. That was my
Yeah.
first trip.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that was my first trip, and I've really enjoyed it.
Hmm.
So then after that, what did things start to shape up and look like?
That was around about the time of COVID, so everything like shut down for a bit.
Yeah.
Um, and then investigations started to go up again, uh, gradually after COVID. Um, I think I went with the same group a few times on a few investigations. Um, there was one, I can't remember what it was called. There was one where it was like a community center, almost like a town hall kind of thing,
Hmm.
and we done like a phone experiment whereby someone, you know what a phone experiment is? You know, when you ring someone from another room but leave their phone in that room and put it on
Never
speakerphone.
done that before.
Oh,
Yeah.
we tried it last night as well. It was brilliant. So you ring someone, put them both on speakerphone, but
Yeah.
put it in the room where you're trying to communicate with someone.
Huh.
And I'll always remember hearing breathing on
Hmm.
like breathing coming through, but there's no one in that room. It's like you're trying to say, like, if there's anyone there, can you speak through this device on the floor? And
Uh,
there was just breathing coming through. It's like, well, there's no one there.
It's like the spooky breathing on the other side, I guess. Like it's just
Exactly.
breathing in your ear.
But it does make you wonder, like how you, because it's going to be like old spirits, isn't it? Like how do they know what that is? Like
Right.
so you
Yeah,
can't, you know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yep.
So you're trying to explain like this device, but it's really a phone as we know it.
Hmm.
Um. So yeah, I went on a few investigations after that, and then I've just really started to enjoy it. And I went with this group, Spirit Seekers, a few times, and I've just really enjoyed the hosts and the guests that went to the events with them.
Yeah.
And luckily, they were applying for investigators last year, just after I started this Brahms Booze stuff.
Hmm.
And I put my name forward. I went on a trial, and I got it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How many people were in that group?
Last night there was a couple of them, because there was a group that cancelled just prior to the event.
No.
Um, so we didn't have many there, but we had like the two hosts and a couple of guests, and it was a small building anyway, so I think it made it a bit better.
Sure.
So when you started out with them, where was that first investigation?
First investigation was a place called, with Spirit Seekers, Royalty Theatre in Sunderland. It's like an old, well, everywhere's old, isn't it? But
Yeah.
it's it was like a theatre, again used in the war. I think it was bombed in the war. I might be wrong on that. Um, but it's like a really old theatre, and as soon as you go into like the main bit where the seats are, you just know you can. There's just a sense, a change of atmosphere.
Uh,
Um, and upstairs, like the dressing rooms,
Yep.
they got like the dressing rooms, and they had like big racks of clothing for theatre productions and everything. And I sat like this. I'd done a bit of scrying in the corner. You guys know what scrying is, don't you? With
Yep.
mhm.
the mirror
Yep.
and that, yeah. And my face started to change. I mean, I've got a beard, but it was like a mustache, and then this eye was like black.
Huh.
Um, and then all of a sudden, the clothes rail behind me just jumped forward for no
Oh,
reason at all. I mean, that's the way to start off your first investigation, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I've been on a few places since then. It's good. I'm really enjoying it so far. Onwards and upwards.
So out of all the locations you've gone to so far, what would your top three you've been to, and can you share experiences that you've had and the team has had there?
I'll tell you what, I was waiting for a top three question. I've got the answers ready. Um,
Oh,
have you guys heard of a place in England called 30 East Drive?
Have not.
When you finished, Google it. It's quite a well known haunted house in the UK. It was back in the 60s, apparently. This family were tormented by a poltergeist in the building. The legend, well, I say the legend, it was only the 60s, but what they reckon is that the girl of the family was tortured by this poltergeist so much so that she was dragged up the stairs by her hair. They've even made a film about it as well. Um,
oh,
I can't remember the name of the film off the top of my head, but they made a film about it, and it's ever since then it was about to go up for sale in the early 2010s, I think. But the actual guy who made the film, he bought the house, so he's kept it and added vintage stuff to it to make it look like a house from the 60s still.
sure.
There was I've been there about three times with various groups, but the first time I went, like I've heard all the stories about how spooky it is and um the poltergeist activity from the 60s, etc. But
Hmm.
the first time I walked in the door, and the host said straight away, "We've already had a little child's buggy thrown down the stairs." And no word of a lie, this happened three times in the night, and I've got it on video. They've got it on. They had it on their. They put a little CCTV camera at the bottom of the stairs, pointing
Hmm.
upwards. And they put a push buggy, like a child's buggy,
Mm-hmm.
on top of the stairs. And the CCTV cameras, you can actually see the buggy go like that, and then go
Huh.
down like that, and there's no
Oh,
one there. There's no one. We just can't explain it. I mean, fair
Yeah.
enough. I mean, people were walking past the buggy every
Yeah.
so often.
Um,
So, sorry, go on.
it makes you wonder, with the girl that you're talking about being dragged by the hair upstairs, it makes you wonder if that particular poltergeist didn't have some kind of thing where he didn't like kids, or she,
Yeah,
or whoever it was, it
yeah,
makes you wonder something like that.
yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, that happened 3 times in one night, and to get it on video as well from
Yeah.
like I
Mhm.
recorded the CCTV camera of it. Um, I'll send it to you after if you want.
Sure,
But
that'd be
to
cool.
but but to see it like the buggy at one point went like that and then just toppled down the stairs. It was
That's
crazy,
crazy.
absolutely crazy. So
Yeah.
that's one of me. I would say that's probably it used to be my first place, like the first scariest place. But with the Spirit Seekers, I've been to like various other places as well. And it used to be this place called Ryton Masonic Hall. Do you guys have Masonic halls over there?
Yeah.
A few, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the Freemasons and stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
yeah, yeah. They're spooky, aren't they?
Oh,
Yep.
I was at one about a year ago, and it was definitely quite the experience. Like, so my
Yeah.
friend was doing an Estes session, and his sister and I were at the same table, and the whole time he felt like there was somebody standing behind him, pressing down on his shoulders. And then I was sitting off to his left, and I was awake and aware of
Yeah.
everything that was going on, but I felt like I was asleep.
Wow.
And then his sister got, really sick to her stomach and ended up going outside and throwing up. And we just all had to like get out of there for a little bit because it was very intense.
There's something about Masonic halls, isn't there? I don't know what it is. But
Years ago when they were first got their goings together with the group, there was a lot of dark history involved. I mean, most
yeah,
of the Masonic lodges over here now have been repurposed into some other business or whatever, and they're closed down.
yeah, yeah. But this Ryton place, it's in a place called Ryton, which is why it's Ryton Masonic Hall.
Hmm.
Um, there's there's a I'll send you it after as well, but there's a picture of me. There's something that doesn't like me in that place. Um, Straight away, a group was doing a spirit box session. And I walked into the room as they were doing because it was split into two groups. I went with one group, they went with another. I
Hmm.
walked into this other group, and the host said, "Who is it you want to talk to?" And you could hear, "Mark,
Hmm.
who do you want to talk to?" "Mark." And then it said, so they said, "Where do you want to talk to Mark?" And then it went, "Hall," as in the main hall.
Uh,
So I put my big boy pants on, right? And I went into the main hall by myself, and I sat in the big chair at the end.
uh,
Um, Nothing happened, like no taps or anything, nothing at all. And to the side of the main chairs, there's like little foldy up chairs, like cinema chairs almost, like
Yeah.
around the room. I just looked around and I looked to my right, and the chair next to me, the seat was down, as if someone was sat there. And
uh,
there's pictures beforehand of the chair being up. So, like, I can't explain that. I can't
yeah.
explain that. So much so that the second time we went to Brighton after, we were all in a room and we were shouting out, etc. And the boss of Spirit Seekers, he's got a special camera that takes pictures or whatever. Um, and there's a picture of me in the corner, and my face is like all blurred,
Huh.
almost as if something's trying to take over me.
Yeah.
And at the time, I said, "It's really cold over here. I'm getting a breeze on my head." And so at that time, he took a picture, and my face is just all blurred. I
Huh.
can't explain it. Like everything, even the door frame behind where I was sitting, you could see the outlines of the door, bits in the door. So
Yeah.
there was no reason why this bit was
Yeah.
Huh.
blurred.
Yeah.
It's such a crazy place, but I love it. I love it. I think the main one for me though, that used to be my first favorite one. The favorite now is a place called the Charltons, which is in North Yorkshire. Um, you'll have to Google all these, Matthew.
All right.
There's a place called the Charltons, and the cellar in there is just unreal. You could do an event in the cellar.
Hmm.
The first time we went there, there was like I placed a couple of cat balls all around the room. I should say as well, the cellar used to be where miners used to come in for their community bath. They used to pay the owner like a penny or a shilling or whatever,
Yep,
and they used to go for a bath after being in the mine all day.
sure.
But the rumor is that there was a baby who was burnt in the fireplace there as well.
Ooh.
So there's a lot of history just in this little cellar.
Yeah.
Um, I placed a couple of cat balls around the corners of the cellar. I placed one where they were doing a bit of refurb as well. And it's pitch black, like you can't even see your hand or anything, pitch black. And we said we would start calling out, and then all of a sudden you heard this like smash, and we were, what the hell is that? Put the torches on straight away. A cat ball that was down the other end of the room had been thrown to where we were standing at the top end of the room.
Uh,
There was no there was no one down there, not one person down there. And if someone had tried to play tricks and rolled it or picked it up, or you'd heard it, you know, because it was on concrete, so we would have heard it. If someone had pretended to pick it up and pretend to throw it, we would have heard their coat rustle because it was that quiet, you know.
Hmm.
And it proper smashed my cat ball. It owes me a new cat ball.
uh,
We went to we went back to the Charltons. I think it was just after Christmas, and we went down, and that was the first time I got physically hurt as such. Um, we were calling out. It was like I said, it's pitch black in this cellar. You can't see a thing. I just happened to turn around, and I thought I saw a face staring at me, which was a bit strange. So I know what the place is like, so I thought, all right, okay. And then it was all pitch black, and I said to another investigator, I said, "Put a torch on my face a minute." There was just this burning down
hmm,
here, like burning on the left side of the cheek,
yeah.
and there was just a scratch down there. Just come up. 10 minutes
Yeah.
later, was gone.
Really?
But there was just but there was just this burning down there, and you could see a scratch
Uh,
down there.
yeah.
When the guests went, we, as investigators, you know, our privileges, we went back down to the cellar, and it was still very, very creepy, as you can imagine. But there's this pillar, concrete pillar in the middle,
Hmm.
and I was stood by that, and I went, I'm feeling a bit cold again. I'm feeling like a bit of a breeze on my neck. And there was a torch on the floor because we were doing some, I can't remember what we were doing, but there was a bit of light. And one of the investigators, who's normally quite calm and collective, went, "Oh, freaking hell, what's that?" And we all ran. And she said, coming from behind the concrete pillar towards my head was a hand like that. She said,
Oh
she's not
Lord.
one to make it up. Like um she's been with the Spirit Seekers for ages, and she's not one
Yeah.
to make stuff up. And she just jumped out of her skin and went, the hand was like that, almost like a claw coming from behind your head.
Jeez.
So,
Wow.
something doesn't like me there either, I don't think. So
Uh,
yeah, so yeah, they were my three favorite things. I think three favorite places,
uh,
definitely three
that's
favorite. There's more to
awesome.
go, obviously, more to go.
Oh yeah.
One of the last places we were at, I was in a little narrow hallway that they call creepy hallway in the place, and
All right.
sitting with my back to where the dead end of the tunnel was behind me, and the open space was in front of me, and I kept feeling something on my back, and a couple days later, I noticed a scratch on the back of my head right here, where all the spirits like to touch me. They like to tickle
Yeah.
me right there.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah, coming out of that little area, when I was coming out of it, one of the gals seen something that was about 7 foot tall behind me, and she's
My
like, "You
God.
go out first. I'm gonna go out behind you."
Oh
And
God.
it's like, "Well, thank you for that."
Have you ever been like physically hurt then, apart from that, or? Like,
Yeah, no, nothing
no,
other than being scratched.
Yeah,
no,
nothing for me.
no, no. What's your favorite place in America?
Yeah, we went and investigated a new house that opened up in South Dakota, the Walnut House, and that's turned into probably one of my favorite places. It
Is
was
it?
just really active, and it's in a everyday neighborhood, just like a lot of places, and it looks like an
Hmm.
everyday ordinary house, but
Yeah,
inside was just active.
just one of those places. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love it. I
Yeah,
love it. I just love like. Go on, sorry.
for me, it's a location down in Iowa, Edinburgh Manor. I've been there 3 times now, and it
I've
was
heard of that, I
actually
think.
Yeah.
it's an old poor farm, and it was an asylum and a nursing home. It had a lot of different history to it. But it
Mhm.
was my first location I ever investigated about just a little over a year ago. And it's like when I left there with my friends team at 2 in the morning, I'm like, when do I get to do this again?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
for the first investigation, there wasn't like a lot of activity. But one of the things that stood out to me the most is about 10 o'clock at night when my daughters were going to sleep. It's like my phone was in airplane mode and it was actually ringing to let me know that they were going to sleep. And it's just like, what the heck?
Oh, wow.
And it's just like,
Wow.
I'm like, I was instantly hooked after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Again,
I
my thinking with that is there was back then there was a lot of kids that were just dropped off because the parents
Yep.
didn't want them.
yeah.
So they had that empathy to relate with. I want to talk to my dad before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they didn't
Yeah.
have anybody to call or get a
Yep.
hold of.
That's right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. We don't have in the UK, we don't have a lot of abandoned buildings like in America. It seems to be like as soon as some place is abandoned, then they build new houses on it, they knock it down kind of thing. But
oh sure.
there is this one place in Liverpool that we went to a few months ago, called Newsham Park. And it used to be a children's hospital in
Hmm.
the 1800s,
Okay.
and then it was an asylum in the 50s and 60s. And we went as the Spirit Seekers group, like just the investigators, as like a night out. Um, and it's really creepy. Like you can just tell the atmosphere. However, nothing happened.
Oh, yeah.
It's an absolutely awesome building. Like when you go there, and it's like you see like there's some wheelchairs still there from like last century, and
Yeah.
there's beds and cubicles, but nothing happened. We maybe had a couple of taps, if that, but then I keep saying to like the investigators, like, is it because we're, how can I say it, like we've experienced it, whereas a tap to someone who's not going on a lot of investigations, it's like, oh my God, what's that? Whereas
Yeah.
we're
Uh-huh.
just like, oh, it's just a tap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Makes their
But
whole night.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the place itself was absolutely phenomenal. It is so brilliant to see, but it was just a shame that nothing happened.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. That's some nights
uh,
you get that. You don't get
yeah.
anything.
I know. But yeah,
Yeah.
but no, like I said, it was an absolutely phenomenal building, absolutely phenomenal, but nothing happened.
Yeah. It's
Well, and
like,
a lot of times you
But
find out that yeah, something's happening, and the second you put a camera on it, it's done.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, totally, totally.
Yeah.
but like for me in Edinburgh, we're Chad and I were already going back in June. We're going to be there for 2 nights. The first night is just going to be the two of us.
Oh, brilliant.
And then the second night, we got a couple other people joining us. But it's just like, you know, I've been there with, groups, but I just like want to get there and like just have
Yeah,
the two of us and,
Mhm.
see what the difference is. And so, like, we'll be there 2 nights. And then the third night, after we're gone, my nephew's team's going down there. And I told him, I go, we're going to stir that place up for you guys.
Uh,
yes, yes. Best thing to do is to tell them and just talk to the spirits and just say, "There's going to be another group tomorrow night. Can you like pull one of their hairs or something?" And then
Yeah, or scared the heck out of them.
set them up good.
And
Yeah.
they're a group of like 3 or 4, 18-year-olds. So it's like
Yeah.
they're easily scared.
Do you guys prefer like, is it just you two in the group? Is it?
No.
No, we got, what do we have? 6 of us now. We started
Yeah.
out with 9, and then now we're down to 6.
Do you prefer like by yourself or with other groups?
It's
It all depends on the building.
yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that some buildings they need like a lot of energy, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But there's just some nights, particularly the small venues, where I want to go by myself.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Or with the one other person or whatever.
Yeah, and just experience it like by yourself and
Mm-hmm.
see if anything happens. And but yeah,
but yeah, as a team, we've only been a team since November, and I've only been doing this a little over a year. So it's like, we're still in the early stages and like experimenting, and
yeah.
it's great to meet all these other people and collaborate with them and just kind of learn from them and see what they do
Hmm.
for teams that have been doing this a lot longer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing, isn't it? As well, like you take hints and tips from everyone else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like last night we had some guests who would had mentioned stuff that we hadn't thought of before. And they were the guests, not the hosts, you know.
yeah,
Um, I mean, they were telling us stuff about places, and we were just like, "Oh, never thought of doing that, so we'll try that next time."
yeah, for sure.
Do you guys use Maglites for yes no questions?
Yes,
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. They're great.
Yes, we use what we used last night was temperature sensors,
Mm-hmm.
um, like little boxes like that. But they turn blue for cold and red for yes. Sorry, red for warm. Like if your
Yep.
temperature goes up and down. But my colleague also had one last night that measured the air pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen one of these before. It's like a round thing, and he put it on, and out of all the equipment we had, that had the most responses.
Yeah.
Like we every time we were asking questions, that went beep beep beep, and but nothing else was going off. We had a few. You mentioned about the Estes method.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's a phenomenal thing, I
Oh
think.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. Um, this woman, she was like, I'd say she's quite mature. I'd say she was probably early 60s. I mean, I'm no spring chicken, but she was early 60s, and she'd done the Estes method, and we noticed a spider walk like running across the corridor where we were standing because we weren't in the same room. We wanted to be out the room so she didn't hear the questions. So
Mm-hmm.
she was all like blindfolded up and everything. And we said, "What was that there?" And she went, "Bug."
Uh,
And especially the ones like I said last night, what's your name? And she went, "Charlotte." And then all of a sudden she came up with, I think it was something like girl hit by car or something like that that come through the
hmm.
spirit box.
huh.
However, nothing further came of that, but it was just weird how that sentence came through because we never normally
Yeah.
get full sentences like that. But it was something like girl hit by car or girl hit by vehicle or something like that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's it is, isn't it? It's
Have
absolutely
you
crazy
ever
some of the
used
stuff
the
that
nec?
comes out.
Yeah. Have you ever used the Necrophonics app?
Yeah, we used it last night actually. Yeah,
Yeah, we did too. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's the one that I believe in the most because
yeah,
seems like some of the other ones just spit out random words.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not a fan of phone apps, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but my colleague had one. I don't know if you can get it over in America called EchoVox. Have you got that one?
Never heard of it. I'll have to check that
No.
out.
EchoVox. It costs us £20 to buy over here. Um, but it's a bit like Necrophonic.
Yeah.
Um, and it's this. he knows what he's doing. I haven't got a clue. He brings his iPad and he just sets it all up and that, and you could just hear like rip, 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 and it's sometimes
Yeah.
you can hear words through it. It like scans through all the waves and everything. I don't know if it's available in America. It should be. It should be. It's quite
Yeah, well, I
popular, I
wonder
think.
if that ain't their version of what we were talking about with that
What the heck is it called?
Phasma box.
Yeah, it could be.
Oh, it might be the same. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be because you do that on a laptop too.
Ah,
So
right. It might be the same then. Yeah.
yeah, it
But yeah,
might be.
we were getting good stuff off that last night in the Spirit Box, and then um the Ouija board was moving as well. So just with two people in.
Yeah,
But it wasn't making much sense. So
yeah. Like last night with the Estes session, everything she said was relevant. I mean,
Yeah.
every word. It was a
yeah,
it's
yeah. I mean, the Spirit Box is probably my favorite thing, I think.
yeah. The problem with last night was the location is right next to a radio station, so then you got the tower right there, and it's just too
Mm.
much for the spirit box. I guess more music than anything else.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Yeah, yeah. What's your guys' favorite bit of equipment?
Mm, I like REM pods and music boxes,
Yeah,
dowsing
yeah,
rods for non-technical stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'd have to say a music box or the dead bell.
Yeah.
Oh, is that where the bell goes off if something goes near it or
hmm
something, isn't it?
Yep.
hmm
Yeah, that's next on my list. I haven't got one of them.
Yeah,
I've got the
I just got mine a month and a half ago,
yeah.
and in one of her investigations last month, I don't know what my daughter did to it, but she kind of broke it, but it still works. It's just like, girl, come on. New piece of equipment, you're already breaking stuff.
Uh,
I think my favorite, like you say, REM pod has got to be up there. The boss of Spirit Seekers, he makes his own paranormal equipment and sells it as well.
okay.
Excuse me. And he's made I think you've seen them on Toy Story. They're like a little kid's toy, a little phone that you dial and
Oh,
the
nice.
little red handset.
Yeah.
REM pod in that. And so if there's any children or anything that
Yeah.
are in this building, we always say, can you go towards the toys or the phone? And it's just crazy. I'm not a fan of electronics like that as such. I wouldn't have a clue. But the stuff that people are putting REM pods in now to get
hmm
answers and stuff, it's
Hmm.
just crazy. I think it
Yeah.
can only get better, to be fair. Like the equipment, it's never going to go downwards, is it?
No.
Mm-mm. No, I've seen some pretty impressive stuff with REM pods.
Yeah. I've got a REM pod teddy bear as well, which I love. I take everywhere.
Yeah.
And that phone. I've got a normal REM pod. Um, which randomly, I'll tell you another story if that's all right. We
Yeah, go
went to
ahead.
this pub in Sunderland. It's called, forgive the surname, it's not what it is. It's called the Ship Isis, right? And it used to be where one of the Britain's first female serial killers hid some of her bodies.
Hmm.
Oh,
Uh, Um, and it's down in the cellar. There's a rumor that the cellar where the wall is, it used to be where she used to put the bodies out to sea. She used to like push the bodies out to sea, and then
Wow.
the wall was built up again. Um, but this place, I was there's a poem, there's an old poem or nursery rhyme about her, and the rumor is if you keep singing it, it angers her.
huh.
So what did I do in the cellar?
Why not? Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? You just tick her off and see what you get.
I sang it over and over again, and the REM pod just would not shut up. I
Uh,
was singing it. I was near, like cross-legged on the floor,
yeah,
REM pod next to me, and well, not next to me, but a bit further away, and it just would not stop going off.
some
And then when
sounds
when I stopped,
exactly sounds
yeah,
exactly like something I'd do.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm quite a nervous person, but then when I get in these situations, I'm like, I've got to do it.
Yeah.
You've just got to do it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just
That's why
because
you're
we're
there.
here.
Yeah, that's why you're
Yeah.
there, because I don't want to come home and regret, oh, I should have done that, you know?
Exactly.
Now we got to
Yeah,
go back again.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that was brilliant. That with the REM pod. I love REM pods.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something neat, yeah, because I've been, I'm a medium, and I've been able to see stuff, yeah, ever since I was born, pretty much.
All
But
right.
it's nice having stuff like that that makes noise to validate what I'm seeing. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
because then it make yeah, that I feel like I'm not completely insane.
yeah,
You know, because they're letting us know that yes, we're here.
yeah, yeah. But that's funny you should mention that, because ever since I've started with the Spirit Seekers as such, I don't know, I can't explain it, but I feel like I'm more open.
Hmm.
Um, there at the time at that same place, that pub, it was it used to be where the dockyard workers used to go for like a drink um after work, and that where the docks were.
Hmm.
And at that time I was a guest of the Spirit Seekers, not a host. And they said, whatever comes in your mind, even if it's silly, even if it's just a
Hmm.
random word, say it out loud.
Hmm.
So I said, I've had this thing in my head, and it just keeps saying, and I feel like I'm going to get a headache if I don't say it.
Hmm.
And it's random. And I just said, Jensen, like the name Jensen. That was the first time I've been to the ship. I'd never, don't know, I didn't know any history. They didn't say it before. They told you after about the history. I knew about the serial killer.
Hmm.
Um, but apparently this Jensen lad was one of the favorite clients who used to go in for a pint of beer after working, and that was his favorite place.
Hmm.
And his picture is on the wall.
Ah,
Like
that's
his
cool.
name wasn't on the wall or anything, so I didn't
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah.
didn't know. But yeah, there's some stuff that I'm thinking of, like when I'm on investigations, and I take a notebook with me now, even if I'm the host of an investigation, I take a notebook and just write it down and check it later on.
Hmm.
Like random thing last night was I had the word Carney, like a surname, come to me, but I've tried Googling it in that place and I can't figure it out, but I don't know what that was.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like
We had
last
a
night. Oh, go ahead.
oh no, no, carry on.
So like last night at the location we're at, it's a poor farm, but then on the property there's a schoolhouse also, and my daughter and I were in there, and on the chalkboard behind her, there's like a list of all the students that went to school there, and she was using the dowsing rods and asking what students were in here, and we had 9 of the 10 say they were in there, but there was one student
Wow.
named Graham, which we go, okay, Graham, are you over in the main building messing with Aiden? And it said yes. And like he was
Oh,
over there and he went downstairs for something and he came back up. He goes, I can't find my flashlight. And it had gotten moved into another room.
Uh,
wow. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
mhm.
Absolutely crazy. I love hearing stories and stuff that you just can't explain. I love it.
Yeah. There's
But like
also the first county lockup behind there too. Again, there's a picture of one of the people that was held in that jail for a while. Yeah, he was a supposed murderer, but there was another guy that they think actually did the murder and framed the guy that was in jail for it. So
all right.
he was actually our county's one and only hanging because the rope broke the first time. They strangled him the second time instead of snapping his neck. So they figured, well, we can't get one right. We better not do any more.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So,
Oh
but
God.
there's a
Yeah.
picture of him on the wall upstairs. And the first time we were there together, I was telling Matthew and his daughter Natty about this person that was held in the jail. And all of a sudden, the picture flies off the wall. It's like, yep, it's me. It's me.
I'm here.
Yep, yep.
Like you saying about the mediums and stuff earlier on, it just reminded me of this woman who was on one of our investigations. Um, I mean, you get the mediums who are like on TV,
Hmm.
and I've never really like believed it as such prior to doing investigations.
Hmm.
Like you see the ones on the TV and they go, "Oh, he sends his love. He loves you. He misses you." Well, I could tell her that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 But it's the ones that come out with specific information. And there was
Uh-huh.
this one girl on one of our investigations. We were just tidying up for the night, and she wanted a cup of coffee before she went home because she lived far away. And we were just in the kitchen having a chat, and she just turned to me. She just went, "Do you know you've got a little girl with you?" And I went, "No." She
Uh,
went, You've got a little girl." She says, "I'm not very good with ages, but I say she was up to my waist height, so quite a
yeah.
young girl." And I was like, "No." She said she's not she doesn't mean you any harm. She just looks to you for protection. And I'm like, and ever since then, I swear to God, I don't know of any little child that has passed or anything like that. So
Hmm.
I've tried over and over again to communicate on investigations and
Yeah.
say, "Are you the little girl that's with me?" Um, oh, that reminds me, I did do an EVP a few weeks after, just by myself. I had the house to myself, so I was like, I'll do an EVP because I really want to find out who this is. And I done an EVP, and I went, "Are you?" I can't remember how it went. It went something like I said something, "Are you here with me now?" And it said yes. You heard a
Uh-huh.
little girl's voice saying yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know who it is. I don't know how legit of a medium she was, or
More
but
than
the
likely,
stuff
just somebody you picked up at an investigation that looked at you as a father figure.
which makes me want to find out who it is even more.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I want to find out if like are they with me now? Are they do they just
Or
come with me? Is it my spirit guide? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be interesting to find out how she died.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know? Yeah.
Definitely. But I've gone through like I've talked to my parents and stuff, and we don't know of anyone who's passed at that age as
Hmm.
such,
Hmm.
which is which makes me think what you said about picking her up somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, I can't even. I lost count of how many times I've been in a place and I had somebody call me dad. You
All
know,
right.
so
Yeah.
apparently I looked like a lot of people's dads.
If I put my glasses on, we look the same, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then EVPs as well, I've just remembered as well. This place that you need to Google, 30 East Drive, um, they had in the 60s, they had a coal shed where they used to keep coal in the house, used to light the fires with and that. And the dad that used to live there, the
Mhm.
rumor is that he couldn't get out of the coal shed one day. Like the door was locked, even though there was no lock on it. And he come out with like loads of scratches and everywhere like
Hmm.
that. That's one of the
Wow.
stories. The coal shed's still there. There's just a seat in the middle of the coal shed. So I sat in that coal shed, um, shut the door, EVP. I asked a question, there was nothing. I think I'd done about one EVP session, there was nothing. Um, and the second one I started, as soon as I press record, all you hear is "get out" like that.
Jeez.
I mean, that place wasn't spooky enough already, and then I get an
Uh,
EVP saying "get out."
yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, I'm staying.
Yeah, I'm not scared, but I am really.
Yeah. Uh, I guess that's part of being able to see stuff all your life as you get so used to it that outside of a few times it doesn't really shock you too much.
That's
Hmm.
right. Yeah, yeah. What we were saying last night as well is that some of the guests they didn't really understand the spirit box as such. I've got an SB7, and some of the words coming through you couldn't really understand them. They couldn't understand them, but I was picking them up. It's just
Mhm.
Yeah.
practice, isn't it? It's what we do. Like once you get your ears tuned into it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
fine. You hear more than what people who don't go on many investigations hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you, what would 3 bucket list locations be to investigate?
Um, is Alcatraz open or not?
Uh, not officially. I think you can investigate there, but I've heard rumors that it's like upwards of $10,000 to rent the place out.
Well, if we all chip in.
Yeah. Uh,
Um, bucket list places. We've got a few prisons in the UK that do ghost hunts.
uh,
I kind of want to go to one of them. I've never been on one to a prison before. Um, to be honest, I watch a lot of like Project Fear, Destination Fear,
Yeah.
and some of the locations they go on that they're mental. Like some of
yeah.
the stuff they get there. Um, I mean, I don't know what you guys feel about it, but I think that's one of the best programs around that
Oh,
it's just
definitely.
so it's just so like real, isn't it? Like they get scared over like a drop of a hair, don't they?
No, especially Dakota.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'd definitely say a prison in the UK would be a good one.
Yeah.
Um, I haven't really thought about places to investigate that I really want to. Um, I'd probably like to do a solo in the Charltons that I mentioned earlier on, like just go by myself.
Hmm.
But I think I'd have to have even bigger boy pants on with that, because if that hand comes out behind the thing again and I'm by
Yeah.
myself,
There
no.
ain't somebody to tell you it was coming. All of a sudden, you're feeling on your head.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? It's just, but once I'm there, I'm like I said before, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go do it. Gonna go do it. I've got to. I've got to. I want to try and get either like a not like a body cam as such, but like a GoPro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like if I go on a solo investigation, I
Yep,
think that's the
that's
next step I'm
walking.
gonna get, like
Yes.
a
What?
camera
Come
or a
in.
GoPro.
Yeah, yeah. Well, guys, I got to bail out for doing something else. But yeah, you have a good day, Mark and Matthew, and we'll talk to you
Nice to
later.
meet you.
All
It
right.
was nice talking to you.
All right. See you later,
And
chat.
you. Nice to meet you.
You
Have
too.
fun.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yep.
Yeah, my daughter just popped in. She was asking about a play date. I'm like, we'll talk about it after this.
Yeah, my son's downstairs and he's like, "You're talking to someone from America." I went, "Yeah."
But yeah, I totally get, you know, oh, there's chat again.
Oh, has he not turned his phone off?
I don't know what's going on. But yeah, for me, it's like, I got bucket list locations over here. One of them is Sweet Springs Sanatorium, but
Mhm.
unfortunately, that's as of right now is indefinitely closed to the public for investigations.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the owner passed away back in November, and it's just kind of like in the legal limbo right now. And
Oh, right.
so hopefully that'll be able to open back up at some point in time. But besides
Yeah.
that, there's down in Tennessee, there's Brushy Mountain Penitentiary. It's called the End of the Line, and
All
it's
right.
like
Yeah.
one road in. That's it, and it's like
Is it?
surrounded by the mountains, and that is like a definite bucket list location.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's
What
going to
about
be
England?
a while to get to because, like I said, my daughter, she's part of our team and investigates with us, but she's only 12. And
Yeah.
for like the prisons to investigate there, it's like 18 plus, and they don't budge on
There's
that at
no
all.
no leeway or anything. No.
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 So
We
eventually
we've
we'll get to a prison.
yeah. Have you ever been to a prison or not?
I have not.
No. Like I said, I think that's going to be my next one, the next
Yeah.
big one I want to do.
I know next year we're doing 2 hospitals down in Tennessee, and we're going to go down to Brushy Mountain and do a day tour. Day tour, it's all ages. So
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
overnights, it's 18 plus.
That's the thing we were saying, like at hospitals, like there was that one in Liverpool that I mentioned, but that was like a orphanage and then a asylum place. But we don't have like abandoned hospitals that are just left standing for investigations. Like they just get knocked down and houses built on them, unfortunately,
Yeah.
which is a
Yeah,
shame because
there's
yeah,
quite a few over here.
yeah. So I've seen them on the telly and programs and that. Like you guys have a lot of abandoned buildings over there, which
Oh, it's
the
just
history that it holds are crazy.
yeah, like Project Fear, like when they went to Old Hospital on College Hill, we're actually going to be there next month.
All right. Oh,
So
that'll be
looking
good.
forward to that one.
That'll be brilliant. That'll be brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. But apart from that hospital in Liverpool, there's nothing. They all get knocked down.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It is. It is. Any plans to come to England and investigate?
It's I I want to, I just don't know when.
Yeah.
Ideally, so what is it? In 2027, I turn 50, and
All right.
it's like I want to do a UK paranormal trip for my 50th. So it's just we
Yes.
gotta, plan it strategically and
Hmm.
then have the funds to do it.
If you do, give us a shout.
Oh, definitely.
We'll let you come on investigation with the Spirit Seekers up here.
All right. But yeah,
Uh,
so it's like I pretty much already got next next year mapped out for us on dates and what we're doing, which is kind of
mhm.
crazy. It's like we're just starting
Yeah.
investigation season now and already
Yeah.
have next year planned out. But then, for the following year, I'll start planning that eventually. But UK is definitely an option. But just as I
Good.
said, you have to have the money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. It's not cheap over here, you know.
No,
You don't know how much a pint of beer is over here.
I don't, but I can just about imagine.
It's not cheap like the old days. Not like it
Oh,
used to be.
nothing. It's not even over here.
No, no. That's crazy, some of the stuff.
Yep. Well,
Like I said, if
anyway,
you do though,
what's that?
if I say if you do though, just let us know and we'll hook you up on an investigation with us.
Oh, definitely. Well, I will keep that in mind.
Yeah, cool.
So, one last thing I like to do on the podcast is give you a chance to plug your social medias, where we can find you, where you can purchase merchandise if you sell it, and all that good stuff.
If you Well, you can't purchase that, but feel free to copy it. But it's Bram's Booze on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok as well. Um, TikTok's over 1.1K, I think.
Nice.
Um, oh, by the way, TikTok, I love it. I just make all these like funny videos. I don't do any lives or anything. I just make funny videos about the paranormal, and just post them. And honestly, I'm sat there like scrolling through the ones I've made, and I'm laughing. So it's just Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Bram's Booze. And if you want to look at the group I'm with, the Spirit Seekers, it's spiritseekers.info. Just if you want to have a look at us and our events and stuff in the UK.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I thank you for being on with us today and look forward to seeing what you have coming up in the future. And we will definitely stay in touch and hopefully
Definitely.
get to make it over there at some point.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, definitely. We'll make it happen somehow.
Definitely, mate. Definitely. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Yes, you as well. You have a great rest of your day.
And thank you for bearing with me for my first ever podcast.
Thank you for being on for your very first podcast.
Thank you very much, mate. God bless.
Yeah, you take care.
Thanks, mate. Catch
Yep.
you later.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.